Following is a presentation of ESPN ABC.
Within 100 years, this mining and railroad town became a boom town.
Yeah, I love booms.
And now a sports boom town.
I love sports.
We welcome you to the Pac-12 US LBM Coast to Coast Challenge, and I'm glad you love sports because we have sports today. Hook'em Horns, Texas against the Stanford Cardinal, who have already opened Pac-12 play at 1-1.
Coast to coast.
Joining us
with the Desert Fox. I'm Bill, and he is the Desert Fox. And what a game that we have here today on hand. T-Mobile here, Texas, Stanford. Austin, Palo Alto, Willie Nelson, Jerry Garcia, Las Vegas, basketball. What more could you ask for? We are here. We are ready to go.
The Texas Longhorns.
Yeah.
The Texas Longhorns are playing some pretty good basketball under a new coach.
They're excellent. They're ranked in the top 25 in the high teens. They got a new coach. They got 4 guys who were back from last year's team that was very good, made the tournament before getting pounded by Abilene Christian in the first round. And then they got all kinds of transfers, but that's the story of college basketball right now. New culture, incredibly focused, intense, in shape, and talent top to bottom. But the real story here is new leadership. Chris Beard, a Texas native, he has come home. Yeah, they are ready for a stampede.
We'll see about that. Stanford's going to provide the resistance.
Well, Stanford's fantastic.
Yeah.
This is Stanford. Now, while Texas is the most successful financially in all of college basketball, all of the history of NCAA sports, it's Stanford that's won the most championships in all sports. And their great new star, Harrison Ingram, also from Texas. Oh my gosh, how did they let him out? He's from the Dallas area, a tremendous young man who can really play. He's going to have to bring everything he has. He's very young, just 18 years old, but he can do everything. He scores, he rebounds, he defends, he leads. He's at his best at the biggest moments at the end. But what he's really going to need to do today is have a big start to this game, because what Texas likes to do with Chris Beard is to come out and put so much pressure on you. And that pressure, how the Cardinal, which is a color, we have no way to identify them by a sound.
That's right.
It's a color, it's a visual image. I love visual images, and we've got nothing but that right here at T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, the sports capital of the world. Jared Haas and his terrific staff.
I have the sense you taste color and hear color.
I am color.
It's not the greatest jump ball that we've ever seen to open a game.
I love jump balls.
You do?
Kind of like foul balls. It's really what gives you a chance to get into the game. Terrific refereeing crew here today. We got Tony, Chris, and Greg. 2 of them worked last night, the huge game up in Eugene, Oregon, Conference of Champions, where Baylor, the #1 team in the country, deservedly so, defending champions and just a great, great team. These teams are trying to get there themselves. Trey Mitchell, first opportunity.
This is Trey Mitchell to Devin Askew, the sophomore, who started now 2 games in a row, his first 2 starts of the year.
Courtney Ramey with the ball out in front. Andrew Jones, huge stars from the backcourt returning. Nice defense by Jaden Dallaire.
Allen up top, and his shot clock expires. That will not count.
You hate to see that.
You do?
A shot clock violation on the opening possession of the game.
Well, Stanford likes to see it.
Why?
Because they got the ball.
They could have got a rebound, though. They could have blocked a shot.
Is it okay if we take a look at our starting lineups brought to you by US LBM?
Whatever you want to do, Desert Fox. Oh, off the foot with the tough dribble. They're going to put a lot of pressure on Michael O'Connell. He can handle it, though. This guy from Mineola, Long Island, New York. It's an island east of New York,
Yeah, the Great Gatsby was sort of created after Long Island.
The Cause.
Yes.
Joseph Ellis. George Washington, the East River.
Just look for the green light across the bay.
I always look for green lights.
Here is Trey Mitchell into the paint, and he missed the shot. So
push the ball, Stanford. Come on.
Here is O'Connell.
James Keefe in the starting lineup the last 2 games. Both wins for the Cardinal. Beautiful back cut. Throw it down one time, Jaden Dallaire. Conference of Champions, reigning most improved player of the year. He's grown. He's up to 6'10" now. Absolutely fantastic player. and he hit the game winner against Oregon. He's also from New England, Connecticut.
Yeah, Granby, Connecticut.
Have you
Here's
been
a
there?
three for Ramey, and he knocks it down for a Texas lead.
Courtney Ramey, fantastic player. St. Louis, hungry, motivated, determined to be a big-time player, and he's in the right position at the right time.
Great young man, too, Courtney Ramey is. Tremendous shooter.
What a time we had with them at practice yesterday, except for the music.
The music was great.
It was just like 10 times too loud.
What?
Well, it's the only program I've ever seen, Texas, that travels a DJ with them and their own sound system for a college basketball team.
And the playlist comes from the players. They select the music and they put it on shuffle, which I think you're on at all times.
I love the shuffle. Somehow the shuffle always knows what I need.
Well, because you pick it.
But yesterday, it was slow to get there. Although they did come back with some Grateful Dead.
That was Ingram on the miss. We got a foul on the rebounding action. Stanford will keep it. Here's a piece of the playlist from shooter practice yesterday.
Stevie Wonder, yeah. I'm not sure of the next group. Elton John, yeah, I played with him before. I played with Stevie, too.
That's Migos.
Okay.
Handsome and wealthy.
Survivor, Queen, I know them. The Grateful Dead, yeah. Once in a while, you get shown the light in the strangest of places, if you look at it right. Life seldom turns out the way it does in a song. How's that not backcourt? How's that not backcourt?
Was deflected.
Huh.
So O'Connell trying to feed a cutting Spencer Jones back from an ankle injury.
Yeah, we're really hopeful that Spencer Jones can give the Cardinal a lot today.
Ingram pull up, no, and the rebound for Askew.
Both teams anchor their game on individual defense. Not a lot of gimmicks here. Timmy Allen transfers
drive
down after 4 years with Larry Kraskowiak up at Utah, really bringing a masterful game to Austin. Now, Texas is still in the Big 12, right?
They are at this point, yes.
Okay.
That will change in a couple of years.
Not during the game today, though.
It will not happen during the game.
Beautiful
Went down
play.
low and he followed it up.
So Spencer Jones hurt that ankle, left ankle, in the opening conference game, Conference of Champions. Stanford wire-to-wire game with Boulder up in Colorado. Hurt it in the very closing moments. He's been plagued by it. He sat out the Dartmouth game, tried to get better. Great defense there by Spencer Jones again.
And the rebound for Dallaire. Stanford comes in 6-3, 1-1 in the Pac-12, as you talked about. Win over Oregon.
The wins for Stanford have come since James Keefe has come into the starting lineup. He brings what every team needs. Beautiful stroke there by Michael O'Connell. That's got to be a
Fighting
foul.
for the rebound, and this ends up going out of bounds. Do you think foul there?
Well, maybe the referees have a flight to catch this afternoon.
Interesting.
But the incredible anticipation. Not quite sure why the Longhorn player was trying to block out by running away from the basket. Do your block out before the shot is taken by your defensive position, by pressure on the ball, forcing a ill-advised but desperate shot up against the shot clock.
Yeah, what is a good block out?
By good position. It's a team-wide concept. We have extended perimeter pressure, forcing the other team to take an ill-advised shot off their offhanded dribble, and then the miss comes to generally the far side, and you're already in perfect position because you've extended your defense. But don't start underneath the basket and try to back out. Get it ball in bounds, please.
Looking for Brandon Angel, and the San Diego native couldn't come up with it.
Courtney Ramey, tremendous.
Jones off the pass fake, and the rebound, Christian Bishop, the Creighton transfer, on the reload up top, and that wouldn't go for Carr.
Somebody's got to make a shot here. And it's one of the issues that we have in college basketball. Players spend a lot of time standing around talking about defense, and the game is about putting the ball in the basket.
Another
Ramey.
turnover. Here is Ramey on the touch, and he finds Allen. Nicely done.
So who called that timeout? Stanford?
I believe so.
Wow. Great game here at T-Mobile. Yeah, are we ever blessed? Coast to coast, U.S.
The Pac-12 Coast to Coast Challenge on ABC is presented by US LBM. Local leaders, trusted teams, unlimited opportunities. And in part by Keck Medical of USC. How about the old-time photos, the old Sands, the Desert Inn, the Moulin
I've been to
Rouge?
all those places. Have you read The Quiet Kingmaker of Las Vegas?
I have
Jack
not.
Sheehan.
I have
This is
not.
the story of all these guys and how this city came to become what it is.
We saw the Moulin Rouge there. That was the casino that basically desegregated the Strip. And obviously Frank Sinatra, 1941, his debut in the movies.
Was Harry Belafonte there?
In that
Sammy
movie, I don't
Davis?
believe so.
So you got to read this book, The Quiet Kingmaker. It's the story of Perry Thomas. You've ever been to Thomas and Mack and
Yeah, the arena at UNLV.
Jerry Mack,
Yeah.
how they all came together, how this town came to be. Because when Perry Thomas got here in the late 40s, there was really nothing going on. Beautiful play, Brandon Angel, San Diego, Torrey Pines High School, coached by John Olive, ex-Villanova, NBA star with the Clippers. What a player, what a find. Just a sophomore getting going. His parents are here today. Great tip out.
Yep, Jones the miss, rebound for Ramey.
Christian Bishop, a tremendous player. Long, lean, left-handed.
Out of Lee's Summit West by way of Creighton. Here is
Lee's
Ramey
Summit.
to the right.
Oh, love the way that this game is going up and down. Very few whistles. Let's keep it that way. Fantastic strength and conditioning coaches for both teams here. John Riley for Texas and Mike Chapman for Stanford, the Cardinal, Palo Alto Conference of Champions. Whoa.
Down the lane, Jones with the left-handed finish. Andrew Jones, his story well documented, and a wonderful young man who's fought through a lot.
Well, one of the great things about Andrew Jones has been now a terrible pass up the court here.
Got to call that foul. Ramey, the undercut and the foul.
Oh, Andrew Jones, who battled cancer for a number of years, he's doing great right now. Marcus Carr kicks it ahead, and with the ability to finish right in the face of Noah Tate. But you know, it was just a year ago that Andrew Jones weighed 175 pounds. He's up to now 195 pounds. He'd like to get a few more pounds on. He's having trouble gaining weight after all the cancer treatment. He won't have that trouble as he gets older.
You're saying you have trouble
Gaining weight.
keeping pounds off at this point.
Right.
What do you eat normally?
For when? What time of day?
Right around now.
I usually don't eat now. I eat before I come to the show.
Okay. So for dinner normally, what do you eat?
Salad, a piece of fish, some rice, potatoes, or pasta,
Okay.
grain. Yeah,
Bulgur.
I eat that, yeah.
There's Noah Tate.
Beautiful play. Noah Tate, who's from Las Vegas here. 17 tickets, Bishop Gorman High School. Grant Rice, the coach, 9 straight state championships.
That school.
6 of his teammates got D1 opportunities from the championship at Bishop Gorman High School.
That school is a tremendous powerhouse in football.
Oh, beautiful.
And a drive and score, Marcus Carr and Texas with an 11-8 lead. Carr, the transfer from Minnesota by way of Pitt.
This guy, Marcus Carr, spectacular player, has yet to really find a rhythm and groove. And that's what fitting into a team is all about. You understand that. You ever been on a team?
I'm trying to be today.
How's that going?
It's about a 5.
On what scale?
Here out of 150. 4 to shoot.
Noah Tate, oh, beautiful. They're having
good.
the Tarkanian Classic over at Bishop Gorman High School this weekend.
Are they really?
Yeah, all the high school teams in honor of Jerry Tarkanian. Oh, what an incredible story. Did you ever read that book, Runnin' Rebel?
I did
By
not.
Jerry and Dan Wetzel, a brilliant writer.
He's a
Dan
tremendous
Wetzel.
coach.
Jerry Tarkanian.
Jerry Tarkanian.
He's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
You can't get higher than that.
You can't.
Now
Although-
he's lower than that because he's in his grave right
Right,
now.
that's true. Yeah. Bishop Gorman, by the way, last I was there, Snoop Dogg came into the booth. His son was playing wide receiver for Bishop Gorman at the time.
Really? They had a tough go with Snoop last night in Los Angeles. I don't know if you saw that or not.
I did not.
They had to call off the show. Not because of Snoop.
Oh, is that right?
There was other people causing. Snoop never causes problems. Beautiful passing. Brock Cunningham, can he finish?
The answer is no, and Maxime Reynaud, the freshman out of Paris, has it.
Now, Maxime, this is his first time to Las Vegas. From Paris, 7'2", just 18 years old, just getting started.
O'Connell up top, splashes down a three. His 6th made three of the year. He's a better shooter than he's shown so far this season.
Well, he's a tremendous player. How many times have you seen him play?
I've actually seen lacrosse footage of him. He's a tremendous lacrosse player.
Well, how many times have you seen him play basketball? The guy's fantastic.
We had him last year in the Asheville Maui Invitational.
Oh, that's right. You were the Ranger back then, the Blue Ridge Rangers.
That's right.
Yeah, send it back, Maxime.
Denied him.
Look at the Cardinal fighting for that ball, inspired by James Keefe. James's parents are not here. Now, the Cardinal, they're leaving from today's game to go to Hawaii for a week for the Diamond Head Classic.
Are you going to go with them?
I can only wish. I have been begging to get on the Diamond Head Classic.
Why hasn't that happened yet? O'Connell missed, and a foul as Askew was nearly tripped up.
I'm not in charge of anything. But Las Vegas, that's where I want to spend my time. The capital of the world, the Super Bowl is coming here, coast to coast with the Desert Fox.
Who is in charge?
Oh my gosh. Las Vegas, the hub of the wheel, on the northeast corner, about 2 o'clock on your dial, Zion National Park, the Virgin River, the Valley of Fire State Park, 45 minutes from right here on the Strip. Take your bikes out there, Grand Canyon, oh my gosh. Wow, everything, geology, science, evolution, history. Have you ever rafted down the Colorado River? 228 miles.
You could have stopped at rafted.
You've never been rafting?
I've not.
You didn't do the Owyhee River or the Snake or the Rogue?
I've been to Boise, but I've never rafted on the Snake River.
What about the Colorado?
I still have never rafted.
Have you ever been to the Grand Canyon?
I haven't, actually. I've been to Hoover Dam.
I'm sorry. Can you have your parents call me?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Great pressure defense here, dropping back into a zone. Who's going to handle it up top?
Here's Allen. Transfer, Timmy Allen sends it out for Jace Febres, who is a talented shooter, and Texas takes the lead again.
Back and forth offense, changing defense by the Cardinal here. Jared Haas, the fantastic coach, just doing such a remarkable job in developing these young men.
Noah takes, bags a three.
Exactly what Jared Haas needs here. Guys who can drill the perimeter shot when they close in on the big guys down low. Noah Tate's is playing with supreme confidence here.
There's Trey Mitchell trying
Look
a three.
at Harrison Ingram. His timing on the rebounds, he's got a man's body, but he's still just getting started. His parents own 17 McDonald's franchises.
Is that right?
Yes. He's a chess player, smart as can be, kind as can be. Beautiful back cut.
And denied by Allen.
Brandon Angel's got to finish that play.
Allen floater.
Come on, Maxine, that's your rebound, please.
Well, he tipped it to Ingram.
When you're 7'2", you want to grab it. Stanford, a tremendous basketball history. So many players drafted in the top 10. The NBA.
Final Four team in 1998.
Champions, 1942.
I wasn't born then. Neither was Vegas, almost.
Neither was I. But, do you think history's important?
I do.
Great.
Ingram nice tip by Ingram. And the heave at the last moment by O'Connell hits top of the backboard.
I met his parents for the first time today. They live in Mineola.
Mineola?
Yeah, in Long Island. It's an island east of the East River.
It's true.
It's a big island. That's why it's called Long.
The Vegas Golden Knights are playing the Islanders on the road today.
At Nassau?
The new
where
place.
do they play?
They have the new arena
the new
there.
Place.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember what it's called.
Speaking about this place is fantastic. And our sponsors today, US LBM, an $8 billion company nationwide. LBM is for lumber building materials.
Here's Dylan Dessou, just back from a knee injury he suffered at Vanderbilt, and he missed. Now Maxime Reynaud hugs the ball down.
Maxime's first trip to Las Vegas from Paris. He's never been to Las Vegas. Never been to Hawaii. They're going there tonight. His parents come from Paris to see him over the holidays. They're bypassing Las Vegas and going straight to Hawaii.
Are they really?
Yes.
Oh, that's fantastic. Ingram missed it strong. Rebound tapped to himself by Dallaire, and a foul against Texas.
So the toughness that we're seeing on the offensive glass by this Stanford Cardinal team.
And that Stanford Cardinal team, the ladies team, playing against South Carolina in a rematch of the Final Four, 7 Eastern on Tuesday.
Tuesday is that game?
Tuesday.
Mark that on your calendar.
You can go ahead and do that.
Stanford women yesterday.
Yep.
They won at Tennessee. Haley Jones, 18 points, 19 boards, and 6 assists. What a team. That program, Stanford women's basketball, that is just so inspirational. What Tara has done there, a Hall of Fame coach. Beautiful back cut.
Ingram met at the rim. He couldn't finish, and Dallaire a second chance and a foul.
Strength, power, determination, consistency.
Got some Pete Carrill in Stanford here today.
Well, Jared Haas is just a fantastic coach, and his longtime assistant, Tom Orlick, is not with the team any longer. He was Jared Haas's high school coach up in Lake Tahoe, and he's just been a fantastic mentor to Jared Haas. But Tom said, it's time to step back a little bit, spending time between Lake Tahoe and Fresno and Clovis, where he spent so many years as well. We haven't seen the players over, for about 2 years because of COVID.
Yep.
And it's amazing how much they've all grown physically, and just not only expanse with the weight training, but the height. I mean, Jaden Dallaire is now 6'10". Last time I saw him, beautiful defense.
Stanford, another denial off the great pass from Mitchell, and a second opportunity for Texas. And there's a whistle. I want to mention to everybody the conversation you had with Jaden Dallaire before the game, because you said to him, "Have you grown since I saw you last week?" And he said, "Probably not, but maybe a little."
Right, well, he was 6'7" just a little bit ago, and now he's 6'10". Speaking of 6'10", today is Kevin McHale's 64th birthday.
Well, happy birthday.
Speaking of 7'2" and 7'3", today is Arvydas Sabonis' 57th birthday. Arvydas is 6'7", 3".
There's a three up top for Andrew Jones, and Texas 17-16. Mike Lookenland's birthday today as well. Bobby Brady. Ingram follow, and he put it in.
I am not familiar with those names. Again, please.
Bobby Brady. Mike Lookenland from the Brady Bunch.
No.
61 today, I believe. You've never seen the Brady Bunch. Come on, Florence Henderson.
Is that part of beautiful pass, Trey Mitchell? Throw it down. Yeah. Christian Bishop, transfer from Creighton, 3 years there. The back cuts are working beautifully, but
both teams.
Brady Bunch, is that Tom Brady's family story or what?
It is not.
Not? Please, fill
Loosely
me
based.
in. Throw it down one time. Christian Bishop, wow. Semifinals, the line of scrimmage, Georgia, Alabama, Michigan, Cincinnati. Remember how I told you I wasn't in charge?
Yes.
I begged, I pleaded, I offered money to be the broadcaster for the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl.
You did.
They never returned my call.
Wow.
I'm just crestfallen.
Who did you call? Did you call Jimmy?
Jimmy's just one of my heroes, man. He's just fantastic. He's from the Conference of Champions, Arizona State. And what a creative genius, brilliant entertainer, spirit, force of nature. Christian Bishop, who's named after Christian Laettner.
Isn't it amazing we're getting to the point in time where people are playing basketball who were named after Christian Laettner? It feels like yesterday he hit that shot.
This Christian Bishop, his dad is a big Duke fan. So his other two boys are named Grant and Shane.
How about that?
Yeah.
Hill and Battier.
Really?
Yeah.
Finer people you will never meet.
We've got an interesting game here, too. 19 all low-scoring game.
That's not a low-scoring game. That's just fantastic. What was low-scoring was the beginning.
Right. But the beginning was part of this game, so it's officially low-scoring in my book.
That's one of the reasons why I love Arizona and why I love Gonzaga. They treat the start of the game with great import. And there's a common theme there between Mark Few and Tommy Lloyd, who's doing a brilliant job in Arizona now, taking over for Sean Miller, who was fantastic for years.
Allen, power dribble. He scores and a foul.
So Conference of Champions, 2 big coaching changes. Long-time coaches, Sean Miller leaving Arizona and Larry Kryskowiak leaving Utah. And the way those guys have developed so many players. But this Texas program, they got 14 guys in the NBA right now.
They do. Including
one of the all-time best in Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant just recently voted the USA men's basketball, well, all USA sports, male athlete of the year for the 3rd time. Kevin Durant got that. Did you read Lupica's column this morning?
I did not.
Yeah. He's saying Lupica's in. I'm a huge Lupica fan. He's saying that Kevin Durant's the best New York pro basketball player ever.
How do you feel about that?
Well, you're talking Walt Frazier, Willis Reed, Dr. J, Patrick Ewing in that same conversation.
Jones, the kick out into the corner. Issa Silva.
Oh my gosh. Who are they calling that on? Lucas Kasunas?
So they'll count the basket, foul on the rebound against Stanford.
Who's the foul on? Let's see. Lucas Kasunas knocks 2 guys out of the way. This is a big, rugged dude who loves to mix it.
You got to call that one.
Well, why?
The barrel roll by the party who was offended.
So 21% of the Conference of Champions are international players. And the international players are not eligible for NIL.
Correct.
Which I think is a mistake.
You think that needs to change?
Yeah, so a lot of things need to change. I'm not in charge.
Chris Beard wears a lot of his players' NIL gear. Head coach at Texas.
Well, Chris Beard is tremendous. Ninth different team over his coaching career already.
You know, you said it earlier, Maxime Reynaud, when he gets his hand on the rebound, has to pull it down, and it paid off for Texas that he didn't there.
Yeah, well, you practice that. You practice pulling them in, and you have guys up there bumping into you when it's happening. Maxime would do very, very well to work on his attack of the ball on the rebounds. Beautiful play. Spencer Jones showing no ill effects of that ankle that's been bothering him for a couple weeks now. But they could all learn, these Stanford Cardinals, from Harrison Ingram, the youngest guy on the team, whose timing and moving to the basket on the rebounds is just exquisite. Now Timmy Allen, the veteran, just gonna
bang it into him. Yeah. Yikes.
Did you have an older brother? Do you have an older brother?
No, I'm only.
You're an only child.
Only me. Yep.
You're like Brandon Angel.
Yes.
Brandon Angel, whose dad was in the Navy as an engineer, and now he works for Raytheon. His mom was a volleyball star at University of Hawaii, Indiana. Yeah. Ken is the dad, and only child. They got it right the first time. We have 6 children and 14 grandchildren.
14 grandchildren?
Yes. Well, let me check the phone.
Are they all watching ABC today, right now?
They are spread out.
Jason Febris.
A lot of them are playing their own games.
So are we. Jones, no rim, and they're going to go ahead and let it play. I like when that happens. Let it play. Stanford got the rebound.
Great closeout defensively, Andrew Jones.
Now here's Ingram against Jones. Interesting matchup there.
Beautiful back cut again.
Silva tried to pass it across the lane, and we got a whistle. Goes against Texas. Hey, tomorrow afternoon,
what do we got?
The Myrtle Beach Bowl. You been to the Grand Strand?
I've been to Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, it's lovely down there. Old Dominion and Tulsa. Tulsa has a safety. Christian Williams has been there for 7 years. Really, really cool young man. They'll tell the story during the Myrtle Beach Bowl.
Well, this is a football game.
Yeah, it's a football game.
No, is Dave Twardzik involved with that?
I don't know. I did say Myrtle Beach Bowl. Are there bowl games in curling?
I thought you were talking about like an ACI bowl.
Oh, you're acai.
Acai,
Yeah.
ACI.
ACI.
One of those.
You have a bowl in your knee?
I've got 2 artificial knees.
I feel like you may have a bowl a couple of places.
Well,
I'm
doing great, man. I'm in Las Vegas. I got Texas and Stanford. I'm at the T-Mobile. Beautiful.
Dessous. He's a big ad for them.
Well, he is their most athletically gifted front court player. And a tremendous guy. Pflugerville, just contiguous with Austin there. Late bloomer. Went to Vanderbilt with Jerry Stackhouse for a couple years, although it was Bryce Drew who recruited him there. Incredibly intelligent guy. Dessous, that's a traveling violation.
Dallaire scores, no whistle on it.
Dallaire had a slow start to the season. And when he plays well, as he's doing now, they're going to win a lot of games.
Down to the deck, Ingram popped it free, nicely done.
Spacing.
Dallaire went down the lane on his offensive foul.
He's running away from the basket, Chris, please. Jared Haas cannot believe this turn of events here. The crowd irate. Longhorns, Cardinals. He's running away from the basket, please. Would they have called that on Dr. J? Please. Consistency, equity. Where do we stand?
What stands out so far in this one?
Bill, I got a question for you. Texas has seven new players that came through the portal. How would have Coach Wooden dealt with the transfer portal and getting 7 guys on the same page?
He would have just gotten them before they left. He was not into the Tinder portal. He was into loyalty and the ability to battle through the adversity and the changing circumstances that you face on a constant basis. Seth, it's always great to be with you, and I thank you so much for your sacrifice, for your discipline, and for our lives, and for setting the record straight all the time. Whoa, just off, what a pass!
Dessous, and an assist for Febres. Can I ask what kind of portal you just mentioned there?
Tinder portal.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Have you been in there recently?
I heard about it.
You did? I just want to make sure I heard that right.
Yeah. So, Dylan Dessous, who told me that he was not named after Bob.
Bob Dylan.
Okay.
Bob Dessous.
Right. But Dylan Dessous, you know, he is very much into music. Very, very smart dude, academically, off the court, nice as can be with that broken knee bone that he's dealing with right now. Limited time. But he did, when he was at Vanderbilt, he took a class called The History of Rock. You know, rock music, not geology. That's the college of Golden. Yes. Did you ever see Ken Burns' country music?
I saw part of it.
Oh, whoa, what? You didn't like it, and then you didn't go back to it?
Well, I didn't finish.
It was one of, if not the greatest video stuff in entertainment education that I've ever been a part of.
Have you seen his baseball documentary?
No.
Have you seen the one on Prohibition?
Yes, that was spectacular.
Tremendous. I finished that one.
So what's your tie to baseball? Why do you bring up baseball? This is basketball.
You and I, a couple years ago, did a baseball game together, actually.
No way.
Really? You don't remember that?
What's your name again?
Yeah.
You're the Desert Fox?
Could be anything.
Wait. Let me look at you here.
Yeah.
There. Let me see you got a profile. Oh, you know, you're the Maui Jim Beach Boy.
Yeah. In different clothing at this point.
You're the Blue Ridge Ranger.
I am, yes.
And now you're the Desert Fox.
That's correct.
Look at the ears. Yes, how sweet, how beautiful.
There's a level of look-alike that's a little too close for comfort.
Well, it's called evolution.
And the free throw is good for Andrew Jones.
And you haven't been to the Grand Canyon, so you haven't quite figured out the Vishnu schist.
Excuse me?
Right now, it's the bottom level of rock in the Grand Canyon.
Ingram, no. Rebound tip to Allen for Texas, up by 4, trying to expand the lead in a closely contested first half. They'll get a trailer 3 for Dessou, and up ahead, Reynaud.
Tough pass by Michael O'Connor, and he knows it too.
Would have had to
How
be
about
a
a
Williams
practice?
Reynaud
How about
to
a
catch
practice yesterday for the Longhorns? And so they were having the shooting contest, right?
Yep.
And the assistant coach, Drake Lamont, he won the shooting contest.
Yeah.
Left hand, he never missed. He made like 20 straight three-pointers.
Former Western Michigan Bronco.
Played for Larry Farmer. The Broncos?
He played for Steve Hawkins, Western Michigan.
He played for Larry Farmer.
You sure about that?
That's what he told me.
He did?
Yeah. Let me call Larry.
Maybe both. You were going to make the phone call.
Well, I was going to call Larry and see what's going on here with Drake Lamont. Well, we got a game going on.
Got a takeaway, and here comes Stanford and Reynaud.
So Harrison Ingram, one of the key players in the Under-19 World Championships, played in Riga, Latvia over the summer. A lot of the players unable to work out with their school strength and conditioning coaches, and being on the road, you just don't have the facilities all the time.
Jaden Ivey from Purdue on that team.
Yeah.
Reynaud in a fight with Dessou, and we have a whistle against Stanford. And Reynaud, I believe, a flop warning?
I can't figure it out. Chris, come on over here and tell us what's going on. Hey, Chris, what's going on out there? A flop warning? Okay. Thank you, Chris.
That is real-time update from the officiating crew.
Tremendous crew today. We get these guys a lot in the biggest of games. And
Yes.
Between Tony and Chris and Greg, we've got a fantastic crew. And a terrific setting here. Jim and LT from USLBM.
We got more initials to offer us.
BW.
Knocked away by Reynaud.
DF, Desert Fox.
AJ with a miss for 3, and this
AJ.
is out of bounds to Stanford.
How about LV for Las Vegas?
That's a nice one.
Who's the new coach from Iowa State, the undefeated team, right, in the Big 12? He was from Las Vegas. Isn't that Otzelberger?
TJ Otzelberger.
Another initial.
We spent some time with him
We
on
did.
the way to Asheville last year.
He's a tremendous coach.
Ingram down 4 for Stanford. The freshman Ingram into Carr.
Get what you want here.
That's off of Ingram. I believe it kicked out of bounds.
Speaking of coaches, speaking of Las Vegas, Jerry Tarkanian, Hall of Fame. Wherever he went, they had never won before. When he was there, they won everything. As soon as he left, they never won again.
That's the sign.
That is the sign of a great coach. And you have to read this book, Runnin' Rebel. I used to think that the Jeremy Lin story was the greatest story ever told. And then I read Runnin' Rebel.
What's one detail from it that can hook people?
The Runnin' Rebel? The opening story about Jerry's mom in Armenia. Jerry wasn't even born yet. And this young girl sees the worst of humanity. Escapes, makes it to America, has Jerry born in Cleveland, and the rest is history. That's an offensive.
Yeah, Dessou just dug out
Nice.
space for 2.
Dylan Dessou, my goodness. Long, lean. I'm just so glad that knee, which was surgically repaired, they scraped some stuff, they pinned some stuff, moved some stuff around.
Would you say he's a man named Dessou?
Would you, Johnny Cash? That's a traveling violation.
Reynaud
Whoa.
couldn't finish.
How many times have the Cardinals been unable to finish right at the basket area? Please make a shot, finish.
How about the energy from the Texas bench, by the way?
Yep.
Chris Beard loves that.
Chris Beard is fantastic.
Andrew Jones, the senior, on the scoop, and he's going to the free throw line. That Texas bench is as lively as the music was in their practice yesterday.
Shades of Danny Casper. Chris and I, we both have a great relationship with Danny Casper, the terrific coach from Stephen F. Austin. They call that a foul. That's a bailout.
You got him body down low.
There's contact on every play. Guy throws up a wild shot, but Andrew Jones, whose uncle, Andre Patterson, went to IU, played in the NBA, now is an executive with Cleveland in the NBA. His sister plays in the WNBA.
Alexis.
He hit the game-winning shot at West Virginia last year in one of the most unlikely scenarios in tournament events, and Stanford won't even throw it up. If you don't take a chance, you'll never know how far you can go if you aren't willing to risk going too far, please.
More basketball and life advice after the half with Monica McNutt, the Georgetown
Seth
great.
Greenberg.
That's right.
Benetti, thank you for that introduction. I am with the coach, Seth Greenberg. Welcome into our halftime report. Coach, I'm looking at these stats. I'm trying to find something cute to tee you up with in terms of a differentiating factor, but I know...
If you could find something, you're better than I am.
I'm coming up empty, but I do know that you talked to Texas going into this game. What were their concerns?
Yeah, I talked to the Texas coaches, Steph. The biggest concern about Stanford is to keep them off the glass. They're the 13th best offensive rebounding team in the country. They've got great size, great length. After their point guard, everyone on the floor is 6'8". You got to make contact, cut them out. Well, you know what? They gave up 10 points on second chance points in the beginning of the first half. Can't follow the flight of the ball. You got to find a man, cut him out, and then go rebound the basketball. On the other hand, Chris Beard talked about their ability to do pressure and create turnovers. Stanford has struggled taking care of the basketball this season, and they've done a really good job being active, alert defensively, getting deflections, and creating easy offense. Why do they have to create easy offense, Texas? It is real simple because you've got 7 new players. They're trying to develop an identity offensively, a continuity offensively. They haven't developed that yet. They're trying to figure out roles and define roles. But here is really good offense because you create offense out of your defense. You play ahead of the defense. And then Timmy Allen, undersized, but has the ability to finish around the basket. So Chris Beard, pretty good job on the glass. Really good job creating offense out of the defense against a Stanford team that struggles taking care of the ball.
That's why you're the coach, because you led me to a stat. 9 points off of turnovers for Texas compared to just 3 for Stanford.
Anything I could do to help today.
And Stanford on a 3-minute, 28-second drought in terms of scoring in the last quarter. But let's look, or the last half, let's look around some good games. All right, last night, #1 Baylor tested a bit by Oregon in this one. 3 minutes into the second half, James Akinjo, that three-pointer is good. Bears have some momentum. Under 13 minutes left. Oh, my goodness. Kendall Brown upstairs.
Yeah, Kendall Brown's one of the best freshmen in college basketball. He's 6'7". Not only is he an elite athlete, but he can run the floor. He's a very good passer. James Akinjo, who transferred from Arizona, had to replace 2 former first-round NBA draft choices, has done a good job kind of assimilating that role. He had 17 and 6. This Baylor team has a toughness about them and a togetherness about them that enable them to endure their first road game.
In case you were wondering, yes, that was 3 dunks, including that last one from Kendall Brown, dunking with authority on that alley-oop. All right, Bears survive, Coach. You mentioned the test in terms of a true road game. Let's look ahead a little bit when it comes to these Bears. What has impressed you and what should people look out for?
Well, the one thing about this Baylor team is they got great maturity. I mean, they really do. Yeah, did they graduate Mark Vidal? Did they graduate Davion Mitchell? Did they graduate Jared Butler? But you know what? They still have maturity, and it starts with Scott Drew. Scott Drew's ability, like yesterday, the first true road game, they didn't play well the first 15 minutes of the game. You know what he did? He stayed with him. He empowered him. He encouraged him. He looked for different lineups, and what they did is they get back to their identity. They were really active and alert defensively. They got some deflections. They used their athleticism to get to the rim, and eventually he found that right mix. Scott Drew, you think about the last 3 years. The year of COVID, they had a chance to win a national championship. They won a national championship last year. They're #1 in the country right now. And he does it with empowering his players, recruiting good players, developing players, and winning on the defensive end. He did a terrific job of kind of managing that game through the adversity of playing your first road game.
I am always a fan of a team that hangs their hat on a defensive identity, but let's look ahead.
You never played defense. You told me you shot all
Don't
the
do
time.
that. Don't do that, Coach. I was at the top of our press back in the day. But let's look ahead at the schedule. And in particular, January 1 to start 2022, Coach, number 11, Iowa State at Iowa State. That's intriguing, no?
Yeah, and Iowa State, obviously, with the new head coach and T.J. Otzelberger, and they hang their hat on the defensive end as well, one of the best defensive teams and a veteran team. We're going to see highlights in that in a second.
You took my job. I was supposed to say that.
No, you're talking about Andrew Jones.
Okay, I can talk about Andrew Jones. This young man is having a tremendous season, one of the best stories in college basketball from last season. Come on back for those Iowa State highlights. Welcome back to the ESPN College Basketball Studio. Number 11, Iowa State in action versus Southeast Louisiana. Iowa State hosting, obviously. Isaiah Brockington with the slam. He had 17 points on 7 of 12 in his game.
Yeah, the Penn State transfer. This team is built on the defensive end, but this is a physical, mature team. They've got 3 grad transfers, and Tyrese Hunter, the freshman McDonald's All-American, is one of the best guards in the country people aren't talking about. He makes a difference for this team. Iowa State, for real, because they defend every possession.
A 3 in transition by Caleb Grill. I personally love that play as well.
See,
All right,
you're
Coach.
back to your identity.
What can I say? I am who I am. All right, let's get into some Saturday surprises because, oh, what a day it was in college basketball yesterday. And we start Kansas. The Jayhawks struggle a bit, but they managed to win. What makes this Jayhawks team special?
Yeah, Christian Brown and Ochai Agbaji are the difference. Both of these guys, 6'6", wing players, can really score the basketball. Remy Martin, the transfer from Arizona State, he's emerging as difference maker. Made a big 3 at the end of this game right there. He's trying to find some balance between being a scoring point guard and getting others involved.
All right, this one, explain pupil versus mentor Hofstra with an upset.
Yeah, Speedy Claxton, the head coach at Hofstra, played for Eric Musselman at with the Golden State Warriors, and this was a little bit of a surprise, but this is what it's all about. You go on the road, you get an upset win, even if it's a neutral court, that's a big-time win and a shared experience. That's what coaches absolutely love, sharing that experience with your team.
Very, very special. All right, number 21 Wildcats rolled in this game, Coach, over the Tar Heels. Wasn't much of a contest. What's your takeaway here?
Yeah, 54 points at a pace. Oscar Tshiebwe, he's a mountain masquerading as a man. In 22 minutes, he had double figures, had 12 rebounds, and right there, Xavier Wheeler, all right, he's a shot creator. Struggled against Notre Dame, and let's face it, Kentucky struggled against Notre Dame. Couldn't shoot. I think it was 2 for 13 from the three-point line. But last night, their ability, the pace that they played with, how quickly they got the ball up the floor, their spacing, their ball movement. Kellen Grady knocks down 5 threes. Huge step forward for Kentucky, who's getting ready to play Louisville in a huge game for both Louisville and Kentucky on Wednesday.
You mentioned it. That is at 6 o'clock on ESPN. A battle in the state of Kentucky. Louisville taking on number 21, Kentucky. And then ACC action. Virginia Tech at Duke, 9 o'clock on ESPN2. Coach, what you know about playing at Cameron?
We won a couple times at Cameron. By the way, Paulo Banchero is worth the price of admission.
Thousands have been affected by the southern and Midwest tornadoes. If you would like to help, please visit redcross.org/ESPN to help the Red Cross respond and help people recover from this disaster. Welcome back into the halftime studio. Coach Seth Greenberg. All right, biggest adjustment for Texas in terms of closing this ball game out with the win.
Continue to create turnovers so they can play ahead of the defense. They've got to get a 7-man rotation. They just don't have a great offensive identity now, but they're going to get it done on the defensive end. Texas wins this game.
All right. You heard it here first from Coach Greenberg. Timmy Allen, 7 points, 3 rebounds, and an and 1 play. Get big. Let's get you back to Benetti and Walton. Enjoy the second half.
Welcome back to the Pac-12 US LBM Coast to Coast Challenge.
Yeah. Las Vegas, one of the fastest growing cities anywhere in the world, soon to have more than 1 million people than they have today, which is at 2.5 million. But the first half stats for the US LBM Coast to Coast Challenge.
They're brought to you by MGM Resorts.
Yes, and thank you MGM for providing us at the Conference of Champions with George Kay, our new commissioner,
That's
who's
right.
here in attendance here today. And what a game we have had. I'm Bill, the Desert Fox. Great basketball game here today. Texas in a little bit of control here, not because so much of the way that they've played, but because of the failures of the Stanford Cardinal. The Cardinal who have missed point-blank shots time and time again. And they're some of their best players, although they're the youngest players, Harrison Ingram and Maxime Reynaud from France. They're the guys that need to start finishing in the basket area. If they had done that, they'd have a 5 or 6 point lead right now.
So that's all it takes, you think, is for Stanford to shot make?
Well, offense wins. And you'll get a lot of guys who will come and sit in this chair next to you to be your prop.
Be my prop.
Who will come here and say it's all about defense? Well, defense is a constant. And it's guys who can make shots. I mean, that's why Kareem.
Is defense a constant, though? Aren't there some programs that are more engaged defensively than others?
Defense is just the commitment to get the job done. Now, certainly you have to be physically fit. You have to be physically gifted and talented at the level that you're playing. But you make the commitment to play the defense and then be able to fill it up. Oh,
offensive
terrible.
foul against Keefe, his first foul.
Please. I think I ran underneath him.
You don't think Timmy Allen was set?
If you run underneath the guy and then come to a stand, I mean, he's moving right there. And James Keefe's left shoulder was outside of the sternum of the defender, Timmy Allen. That's a defensive foul.
Jones slicing to the rim. Andrew Jones, so sleek.
Just remember Wilt's timeless comment that today they keep changing the rules to make it easier for the offensive players. When Wilt played, they changed every rule to make it harder for him.
Yeah, there's certain players.
It was in this town, just across at Thomas and Mack, quiet kingmaker of Las Vegas, that Kareem broke Wilt's all-time scoring record.
Out of bounds, staying with Stanford.
And that happened like real close to this date.
Like on this date? On this date in 1732, Poor Richard's Almanac was published, one of your favorites, I know.
Poor Richard?
Dallaire fell and dropped it off somehow.
What a pass. I'm going to check this.
Check and see if it got away in time.
Sure sounded like it did from here.
I agree.
This is just incredible. I mean, this is Sabonis passing. Just the sense of the guy on the back cut. You got three guys on you, just throw it right behind your head. Fantastic vision by Jaden Dallaire.
I thought real time, I agree with you. I thought it got off in time. Jaden Dallaire, who had the game winner against Oregon.
Can't believe we've gone through this whole game already. We're in Las Vegas, the center of the universe, and we haven't spoken about our great friends on the Daily Wager.
Doug
Hello,
Kazarian.
Doug, Joe, Tyler, Stanford Steve, went to Stanford. Probably that's how he got his name.
Let's see. Ooh. I don't know that that's going to stick.
Is it the horn that goes off?
It's the 0 on the clock. So they're going to say shot clock violation, no basket. I believe, if that replay suggests anything.
Call it good.
What do you think?
We're trying to get some more baskets here, man. If it's close, call it good. What's the tie base to the runner? Do you know anything about baseball?
I do. They're going to say no good.
Okay.
No good. So
They're the refs.
36-27.
They're the refs. Maybe we should call Mayor Cheryl Goodman here. Get Oscar down here to comment on it. I love their efforts, tireless on the behalf of Las Vegas. Now trying to get baseball, soccer, and the NBA here in town. I'm for all of that.
It's a great sports town. Just great.
And don't they have the NFL draft here now?
They have.
Have you been to Allegiant Stadium yet?
I have not. Not been to a Raiders game since.
Did you see the Al Davis, Pete Rozelle, ESPN 30 for 30?
I didn't, but I need to. Mitchell fell, batted away. Here's Spencer Jones on a run out into Allen, and let's see. Oh, offensive foul. Wow.
Oh, please.
Second charge of the half for Timmy Allen.
Tony's trying to talk him out of it. Oh, my gosh. He's just running back here. He's already left the ground.
Yeah, that's
just running underneath somebody who's already in the air.
Now, this one I agree with you on. The offensive player, what's he going to do?
Well, aren't I entitled to my own opinion? Do I need to have validation from
No, you don't.
Okay.
It's pretty clear when the show went on after I didn't validate your last opinion. Didn't cut to black or color bars or something on ABC across America.
ABC, love it. Chris Schenkel, Jim McKay, Howard Cosell.
Trey Mitchell missed the 3, and O'Connell will let it go out of bounds.
Don Ohlmeyer.
Don Ohlmeyer.
Dick Ebersol. Everybody getting started there. Speaking of getting started, did you see Stanford's new innovation in solar panels?
Did not.
We'll get to that.
We have 18 minutes and
Well,
maybe
I know,
more.
but there's a critical offensive play here. Has Stanford scored in this half?
They tried to, but the shot clock violation wiped it away.
Okay.
Dallaire into the lane on the kick for Ingram. Catch and shoot, missed the 3.
Jaden Dallaire, the sense of anticipation, figuring out what's going to happen next, the sign of true brilliance.
You've said that a couple times. How do you anticipate on a rebound?
You got to watch the ball. And you got to make your calculation immediately, and you do that from a lifetime of practice. You ever shag for somebody?
Yeah.
Who was the best player you ever shagged for?
Oh, it was in middle school.
So it wasn't Larry Bird.
It was not Larry Bird. No,
Okay.
thank you for asking, though.
Okay.
Clear that up.
Are you old enough to know who Larry is?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's a foul on Texas. Dallaire was going up, and he'll go to the free throw line. French lick. Larry Bird.
French lick. Las Vegas, or what are you talking about?
Indiana,
here?
that's where he's
Oh,
from. Yeah.
excuse me.
Thank you for
that. Lost things here.
Dallaire is a 59% free throw shooter.
Please, why so negative? I mean,
Yeah,
just-
well, the facts are neither positive nor negative. They
It
are
was
simply
the tone
facts.
of your voice. These are college basketball players who are trying to make it here. Same way with the G League showcase coming to town at the Mandalay Bay.
I think very highly of Jaden Dallaire. I think he's a tremendous player. I was just saying.
He's the reigning most improved player in the Conference of Champions. He plays for the school that has won more championships in all sports combined than any other school in history. 128 championships for Stanford University. Bernard Buer doing a fantastic job. Mark Tessier-Levine, the new president. They're relatively new, but by Stanford schedule here in terms, that's a new guy. That's taken over for John Hennessy. Beautiful
Allen Long,
stroke.
2 over Dallaire.
Timmy Allen, a lot of adversity in his life too, growing up in Mesa, just east of Phoenix, Tempe, where during his whole high school career, his mom was slowly, agonizingly dying of cancer.
Just
The,
awful.
the offense is just not there for Stanford right now, and their inability to make the close-in shots. What a touch! Oh,
it
how did that
spat
come out? That was a World B free rainbow. I played with World too.
I know you
and
did.
that was spectacularly fun.
What was he like?
He was an incredible human being, a remarkable player.
Keith,
Oh, please.
another charge. This one for Askew.
I'm going to have a seminar on the rules.
That was a good call, I believe.
Guys falling on their backs. Look, today's December 19th.
Yes.
2 days from now is the 130th anniversary of the first basketball game ever played.
Ever.
Right.
Peach baskets.
1891, 130 years. Tuesday, the winter solstice.
Yes.
Yeah. So, you know, the greatest day of the year, of the calendar year.
The winter solstice is the greatest day of the year?
Yeah, because that means the light is coming back.
You are America's light at the end of the tunnel, so the light has come back.
Great defense by the Cardinal. That's traveling
Tate's
violation.
walled off Jones, and we have a travel. Hey, guess what?
What?
In just 6 days.
That's exactly what I thought.
Just 6 days, the NBA on Christmas Day continues.
Yeah, okay.
Noon Eastern, Hawks and Knicks on ESPN. Pick your favorite game here. What do you like? Celtics,
Oh, who's
Bucks,
playing?
Warriors, Suns, Nets, and Lakers.
Well, the
Timberwolves,
Warriors and the
Jazz.
Suns. I mean, those are the two best teams right now.
Ingram's going to the free throw line.
You know, and you have to also ask who's playing because of COVID.
Yep.
But what Steph Curry is doing with his team, and you know their impact on the Stanford Cardinal, they're just right down the street from each other. And then the Phoenix Suns have just incredibly come together under the brilliant play of Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, but really the cultural change that Chris Paul has brought. So, and the Lakers and the Nets, Kevin Durant, you went to Texas.
He did.
Texas, the beneficiary of just an incredible alumni network. Huge in the numbers, expansive in the wealth. And they have come up with just a remarkable NIL program for all their guys at Texas.
Chris Beard, former Longhorn himself, coached under Tom Penders there as a
Yeah, I talked to Tom before the game about this tonight.
You did.
Yeah. I talked to his voicemail. He doesn't pick up.
Talk to his voicemail.
He doesn't pick up either.
Allen on the dive down the lane, halfway through a refreshed shot clock. Here's Carr.
Okay, so Maxime has got to learn how to close out better that way. Send it back.
Oh,
Jay
denied
Dallaire.
by Dallaire, and we have a flop warning that was called mid-play, so they're going to stop the run out the other direction to call the flop warning that Padilla had signaled for in the middle of the play.
We're going to fade away here as the flop takes place here. Yeah.
There it was.
Okay.
There was contact.
I sure hope he's okay. Send it back. Jaden Dallaire. My gosh, coast to coast. Las Vegas, the Desert Fox.
Beard, 1991 to 95. Coaching under Tom Penders as a grad assistant. Look at young Chris Beard there.
Handsome as can be, and what a team Tom Penders had. And then he shifts over to Little Rock. Yes, I prefer Big Rocks.
Well, or Red Rocks.
Red
they
Rocks,
beat
yes.
Purdue that year, though, and went 30-plus wins that season at Little Rock.
And then he goes to Texas Tech, and now on April Fool's Day, he transfers over within the conference, at least by today's standards. Chris Beard has just done a fantastic job wherever. He's a winner. You know, his teams succeed, his guys get better, they're in shape. And this year's Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame.
Tom Penders over on the right there.
Right. He's the little guy on the right, and there's some big guys in the middle there. And my guess is that they were basketball players too.
You are so correct. This is going to be a technical foul shot on the second flop against Stanford.
But Febres.
Chase
Febres out of Houston, who grew up playing with Darius McNeil, who was a conference champion star for the Cal Bears not too long ago.
Born in Denver, grew up in Houston.
You know, we haven't talked about Matt Coleman, who was just such a critical player. I mean, last year at the Maui Jim Asheville Camping World, here's the press. The press.
The game winner in that game to win.
In one of the most remarkable stories, and he's in the NBA too. Texas, ill-advisedly, I mean, their guy Scott McConnell is fantastic, but
here's Ingram off the spin.
Best play of the night
in.
on the offensive end. That's what he needs a lot more of.
There was going to be a but about Scott McConnell there?
Well, it's not just Scott. It's everybody in the college game. They have to realize that the
Febres fading away. No, got his own rebound.
The G League is part of the NBA. And so when you're counting guys who are in the NBA, you've got to count the G League too. And the NBA has 5 leagues. WNBA, NBA, G League, Esports leagues.
What's that?
And the Ignite team.
Allen just ignited.
So we're heating up here offensively. I love heat. I love light. I love colors. I love Las Vegas. But the defensive pressure by these Longhorns. They're just
sounds like a pig every time you do it.
No, man, it's a Longhorn.
It is?
Yes.
You'd never steer me the wrong direction, would you?
Never intentionally. How you take things is your own problem.
That's very true. About the power there from Dylan Dessou.
He grew up with Greg Brown. Greg Brown, who's now with the Trailblazers in the NBA, just leaving after 1 year. They were hoping to get him originally before he went up to Vanderbilt. But things are going to change dramatically for Texas.
That's a takeaway right out of the pocket
Marcus
by Carr, and he spikes it ahead for a slam for Bishop. Beautiful hit ahead by Carr.
So the offense has sputtered. 6 total points in the second half for the Cardinal. That won't get it done, but the defense to offense for the stampeding Texas Longhorns. 11 points here. This is the largest lead of the day here. The celebration. Las Vegas, the heart of the Conference of Champions, the heart of the Mojave Desert. And Timmy Allen, who grew up in the Sonoran Desert, he's been moving beautifully without the ball. And the ball movement, the team play, and the strength, the power, the determination to be able to score against bigger, stronger, tougher guys like Lucas Kasunas here. 11 points, great shooting, nice work on the boards, but a Chris Beard team is not going to be determined by the stats in terms of who gets what, because it's a very opportunistic system and style, culture here. Now Michael O'Connell has got to be able to break this press, and is going to do that with Jaden Dallaire up top, but the shots have got to go.
That one didn't. And here comes Texas with Askew.
Do you think offense wins the games?
I think the team with more offense wins, but I think defense can win you games.
Yeah, that just means that the other team's offense is not good enough.
Or you denied them. Bishop, no.
the size and strength of this Cardinal team is good enough, and they're big enough, they're skilled enough, they're tough enough, they're quick enough that you just have to put the ball in the basket. Who can create the shots? Great defense by Marcus Carr, denying Noah Tate's out in the perimeter.
So you do like good defense.
I love defense. Bill Russell's my favorite player ever, but his defense created the offense. 5-second call, closeout defense here.
Askew came over on the double team and forced that.
We haven't spoken much about Devin Askew today, not to be confused with Devin Booker, who also went to Kentucky, where Devin Askew started out.
Or not Vincent Askew either, not to be confused with him. Played for the Warriors. Sonics. Remember the Sonics?
Okay, but this guy, Devin Askew, just a tremendous player, one of the fine young man out of Sacramento who spent his high school years down in Santa Ana with Gary McKnight at Modern Day, a year with John Calipari. What a show they put on yesterday,
yes,
right here
did.
in this building.
Marcus Carr for 2. And talking to Marcus Carr yesterday at practice, he said, I came here for one reason. I want to cut down nets somewhere.
Or as Chris Beard says, we want to be a Monday night team, which is like the championship game is played on Monday night. Besides the Big 12 playing on Monday night a lot too.
How about the level of engagement defensively as that's crowbarred free and we get a whistle before the ball popped out. Possession arrow to Texas.
Well, not only are the young people in the state of Texas going to be inspired by the way the Longhorns have played today, but they're also going to be fired up by the commitment of the alums who have put together the Clark Field Collective for the NIL programs at University of Texas, Austin. They've committed $10 million already to help the guys across the board. I mean, Texas is already, you can make the argument that they are the most financially successful athletic program in the history of NCAA competition.
New arena coming next year.
The Moody Center to be opened in the spring. Willie Nelson, George Strait.
And Trey Mitchell for 2.
Strait as can be there with Trey.
Largest lead for Texas, 48-33.
And Stanford has 33 points.
So you're saying the offense does matter as well, yeah.
Well, who are the 2 best teams in the NBA right now? Warriors and Suns. They play offense.
All right, we're going to be back here to tell you about a lot more after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Yeah, from the Desert Fox.
Welcome back to lovely Las Vegas.
Beautiful.
In the middle of the desert. And we would like to let you know, if you have not heard, thousands have been affected by southern and Midwest tornadoes. It's been in the news, but if you'd like to help, please visit redcross.org/ESPN to help the Red Cross respond and help people recover from this disaster. Just an awful situation. Entire towns wiped out. So please, redcross.org/ESPN.
And it's not about charitable gifts. This is about a show of solidarity. It's not about what we do. It's about who we are. Let's go. Come together.
Caring about your fellow man.
A novel concept.
Yeah, sometimes it
The Cause.
Yeah.
Joseph Ellis. I'm caring about you, asking which shows do you want help with for tickets here in Las Vegas for the upcoming lineup.
Which shows?
I mean, we got Terry Bradshaw's show at the Luxor.
Okay.
You got Bill Maher coming constantly at the Mirage.
I'd love to see Bruno Mars. Courtney Ramey.
I'm talking about
3.
Bill Maher. And then they got John Fogerty over at the Wynn.
Yeah.
Now, Carlos Santana, who had to have unscheduled heart surgery very recently, he's doing fine. Expects to be back here in Las Vegas in January for some scheduled shows that he's had to postpone initially. But Carlos, we love you. Look, great pass.
Got a foul called against Texas. I did see a couple years ago Elton John at Caesars.
Yeah,
and he was fantastic.
We were there.
You were?
Oh, yeah. No,
really?
Oh, yeah. Well, when the NBA All-Star Game came here, Elton was a beautiful back cut.
Ingram got it and a foul.
Best play of the night. Shades of Stanford beating UCLA at the buzzer with Oscar da Silva last January. Last second shot, game winner in overtime. The back cut. Incredible how you get back cut on a baseline out of bounds play. And still score in three guys' face.
Foul was on Dessou.
So what's your favorite chess opening if you're playing black?
Chess opening.
These days.
These days.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't played a lot recently. What's your favorite opening if you're playing black?
I've been working lately on the Sicilian.
You have? What does that consist of?
Pawn to queen bishop 4.
But not Christian bishop, who moves more than diagonally for Texas. Allen the kick. Dessou on the drive, lost it, got it back and scored. Nice calm from Dessou.
Oh, patience, discipline, skill, decision making, all the signs of a great champion. And as he spends more time with John Riley, the strength and conditioning coach, who is just superb. And his counterpart, Mike Chapman, who's also the golf strength and conditioning coach at Stanford.
Ingram moves very well without the ball.
Well, the back cut has been there beautifully. Pete Carrill.
Is it okay if I mention the Gabe Lewellis back cut from '96?
Yes,
Okay.
it's fine.
Against your Bruins.
Well, our son Nathan, who went to Princeton, was there at that game as a guest of Larry Brown and Reggie Miller.
Really? In Indianapolis?
On his way to Princeton.
Ramey, no. Rebound for Reynaud. Maxime Reynaud out of Paris, who went to a very selective school, Lycée Henri IV.
Well, in talking to Maxime, he didn't know who Jim Morrison was.
Of the Doors?
But he did know, he does know who Julian Alaphilippe is.
And for those uninitiated, Reynaud, great
Beautiful.
pass. Silva finishes.
So basketball players just getting started. Both of these guys, Issa Silva and Maxime Reynaud, freshmen, the future for the Cardinal.
Silva, a top 55 recruit, according to Paul Biancardi and our friends.
Oh, Paul, how's Paul doing?
He's doing fantastic.
I need to get an update. Paul, please call me.
Okay. Paul Biancardi, line one.
I'm busy right now. Beautiful pass. Let it fly. Noah.
Noah Tates. No, rimmed it out. Offensive rebound for
Harrison
Stanford,
Ingram.
and Ingram down at the end line. And we have a timeout, Stanford.
Harrison Ingram looks like he could do anything he wants in any field he ever chooses.
Just a freshman.
Beautiful.
Trouble is there's nothing to do between 8 and 9 a.m.
That's not true.
You're right. I hate to argue with the chairman of the board, but there is something
You
to
can
do.
always find something.
What a talent.
It's incredible. And just to think that 60, 70 years ago, there was nothing but a few low ramshackle buildings here.
There was once an ordinance to limit the amount of casinos. They limited it to like 7. And
there were a lot of ordinances that have been changed. And most of them for the better, and most of them the direct result of what Perry Thomas was able to do.
Carr the drop off for Dessou here.
Beautiful, send it back.
Allen denied by
Maxime.
Reynaud.
John Densmore keeping it together.
Silva
Whoa.
floats it up. No.
That's got to be a pass to Maxime for a throwdown.
I thought it was going to be a pass when he let it go.
We hope it wasn't.
That's
But Issa Silva, one of 5 members of his family, extended family, who have all gone to Stanford. 2 of them right now. Josue, one of the managers currently on the Stanford Cardinal basketball team.
his aunt and a number of cousins, Stanford graduates. Reynaud got Bishop in the air, got doubled.
Great closeout defense by Timmy Allen, who's just over there slapping people around. The water, look at the bathtub ring. That's got to be Lake Mead, the snow and the mountains on top. You can only hope it does rain here once again in our lifetime. Hoover Dam, which was the basis of why Jerry Mack's family came here. This is where the jobs and the money were.
You already.
Our game track brought to you by Ticket Smarter. Ingram 11 for Stanford, but 3 in double figures for Texas, and the turnovers have been a problem for Stanford.
The shooting, Texas significantly better, plus 3 percentage points there. Points off of turnovers, wow, that pressure defense. And the culture that Chris Beard has established in just a very short period of time, and all the different coaching members of the staff. I mean, this is one of not only the deepest staff I've ever seen, but one of the most highly paid as well. As the fantastic athletic director at UT Austin, Chris Del Conte has just said, we're going to do whatever it takes to make our basketball team as great as it can. And they have opened the floodgates of the money to hire guys like Rodney Terry, Jerrance Howard, Uric Malagi, and Coach Ogden. I mean, they've got guys who quit their Division I head coaching jobs to come and be basically advisors, consultants. The double team, they're just doing everything they can, the Longhorns, to take the ball out of Harrison Ingram's hands.
Silva missed the 3.
Just off.
You left out their video guy, Fireball.
Fireball.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get him in all the time, but the game has just been too well played. Fireball, who is just a remarkable force of nature. From St. Louis, got his start in women's basketball. He does all the video work. He was with the Dallas Mavericks. Donnie Nelson, Mark Cuban, Rick Carlisle. Now he's here at UT working with Chris Beard.
We're going to go the other way. We have a whistle against Texas on the hold. Mitchell had it taken away. Chris Beard, by the way, we were talking about the music that he plays at shoot-around. He told us a great story at practice yesterday about how he's used music in the past. When he was at the Division II level, his team lost a game. They stopped at a truck stop on the bus.
Truck stops, yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
Love truck stops.
Love the road. So he bought a Merle Haggard CD,
right?
Greatest Hits, and he said to all of his players, none of you goes to sleep on the bus. You're listening to my music. And they played Merle Haggard's Greatest Hits.
Merle Haggard is everybody's favorite music.
I don't disagree.
He's one of the highwaymen. You never saw Ken Burns' movie, Country Music.
No, I will say.
You know Johnny Cash, Chris Christopherson, Willie Nelson.
The Merle Haggard song that speaks to me most right now is If We Make It Through December.
Well, Merle was born in a boxcar.
Is that right?
Yeah. And Merle, you know.
Got a review of this, maybe Flagrant 1, possibly. They're taking a look.
My favorite part, the reviews.
Oh, you love it.
Yes.
Rave reviews.
So, Merle, he's not like you. He didn't grow up with a silver spoon in his mouth.
You think that's what I was?
Yeah. No, I've seen it. I mean,
the spoon.
Yeah, you carry it around your neck.
Yeah,
like
thank you.
Mr. T with the gold spoon. But some of us were born with plastic spoons.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Are those biodegradable?
The ones I use, yes.
Yeah.
But I can't speak for others.
Paper straws and all.
No, I don't use straws.
You don't?
No.
We're going to check and see if this is a flagrant foul. The officials are at the monitor. Best show you've ever seen in Las Vegas?
Lots of them. I was thinking this morning, you know, I don't live in that binary decision-making world of qualitative ranking and ranking everything.
That's why I asked you, yeah.
Right.
Because I wanted to hear that. Yeah.
With the morning sunrise over Sunrise Mountain, which is right there where the Sam Boyd football stadium, I'm not sure what it's called today, but
at UNLV.
Yeah. So there has been just endless shows here. But I'll tell you about the one with Elton John here. So it was here at Las Vegas in the NBA All-Star Game, and so there was a big party for the NBA, and Elton and his band were the performing act. Mm-hmm. And so the crowd was a little bit more sedate than Elton and I are used to. And so partway through the show, Elton was tired of the fans just sitting there watching on their hands. And Elton said, it's okay if you guys want to stand up and dance. And then he led that into, it's okay if you want to come up here on the stage and join us. And so Lori and I, we took full advantage of that.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah. So I was up there and I elbowed the drummer out of the way.
Here's
and took over. Okay, Chris, what do you got?
we're being told. There's a hook and hold that was challenged. There was a coach's challenge
by Jared Haas.
By Jared Haas, yep. Flesh that out for us from what you got from Chris.
Yes, okay. So Chris said that Jared Haas, he appealed the non-call, asked for a hook and hold. It was denied, and it cost now the Stanford Cardinal a timeout. But with the way this game is going, if they don't start making some baskets, then it's not going to matter how many timeouts they have. Because right now they need baskets more than timeouts.
Yeah, Stanford's out of timeouts now.
Already.
Jared Haas, who played a part of a season at Kansas with a broken wrist.
Yeah, well, this guy's tough as can be. I mean, the life experiences that Jared Haas has had. Fantastic parents. Lake Tahoe.
Ingram for three. It faded on him, and the rebound for Bishop.
He goes to Cal and is just doing great there with Jason Kidd, but it doesn't really work out for him, so he transfers to Kansas and starts playing for Roy Williams with Paul Pierce and Ray LaFrance and all these other guys who went on to be legends.
Jock Vaughn, Scott Pollard.
Yeah, fantastic, every single one of them. These guys keep picking up their dribble in the lane. A great defense by Spencer Jones.
Carr with 7. Marcus Carr starts his move onto the gas pedal, off the fadeaway. No.
Again, that rebound by Harrison Ingram. The way he moved toward the basket for his rebounds instead of waiting for the ball to come to him.
Now Spencer Jones just pressed that a little bit, forced the shot.
Yeah, that's a good shot. You just got to make it. And it can't be judged a good or bad shot by whether it goes in or not.
You're talking about anticipation. Chris Beard said this in practice yesterday for Texas. He said, smart people anticipate. That was his message to his team in part.
Well, it's the definition of the combination of balance and quickness, which are too often confused with being physical skills. Those are mental skills.
Balance and quickness.
Yes. And the combination of mental acuity and emotional commitment are what differentiates the great champions from everybody else.
So I need to be more emotionally committed to have better balance?
Yeah, you got to care, man. I'm tired of you sitting here thinking like this is like not important if the shots don't go in.
That's what it's been for 38 years. My balance has been an issue because I just haven't been focused enough.
No, you got to spend more time getting better on your jumpers going down, please. What's happening Monday night?
It's Monday Night Football in Chicago. Justin Fields and the Bears against the Vikings out of the NFC North, 8 Eastern time. Coverage starts Monday Night Countdown, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific.
That's Steve Levy, right?
It is. Louis Riddick, Brian Greasy.
Steve Levy, fantastic.
A wonderful man.
Is the Levy Lounge still open?
I'm sure it is somewhere. He's just happy to have hockey back.
Have you seen Terry Bradshaw's lounge show?
I have not.
At the Luxor. Oh, my God.
Should I?
Yes. One of the all-time greats, Terry Bradshaw.
Have you seen
in everything? Beautiful back cut.
And this is an offensive
foul. Please.
I didn't want to say it. I was afraid.
What is the record for the most numbers of offensive fouls called in a game in the coast-to-coast challenge called by the Desert Fox at T-Mobile Arena? With a raucous crowd here just creating an atmosphere like no other.
I think it's happened today. And there you see Stanford, 20 turnovers. Texas turns people over about 18 times a game. This is a very engaged defensive team.
More importantly, they don't turn the ball over themselves. Now, but the faster you play.
Don't they? Askew dove through. That went up and through the basket the wrong way.
Now, I don't think that counts.
I think you're right.
But if you push the ball up through the bottom of the rim, and then it comes back, and you pull it back down through, this is just great defense. Love the way that the first guy, Devin Askew, he runs by forcing the double clutch. But this guy right here at the free throw line, Harrison Ingram, we are going to be talking about him and seeing him for years to come.
So last time I talked about free throws, you said I was too negative, so I'm going to say it this way. Stanford is 318th in the country in foul shooting.
Well, that's good.
Was that more positive?
Yeah, especially if there's 10,000 teams competing. Please give us some perspective, some context here.
Second one is good.
What a stroke. Just he has those intangibles. And I love the tape on his leg. It's got just a wonderful camouflage-like,
it's big
beautiful
time
defense.
And this is out of bounds. It's going to Stanford. Some energy building for the Cardinal here, and Ingram's the leader of that clapping. There's a tape.
Right, he started, he had some tendonitis in that knee at the start of the season. It's a thing of the past now, but he just likes the tape. He likes the way it looks, he likes the way it feels, so he's staying with it.
He got the flyby there from Allen and knocked down the 2. So Harrison Ingram, after 2 points in the first half, has his team on an 8-0 run.
Good mixture out here. Noah Tate, who can fill it up. Brandon Angel, who can do everything. Harrison Ingram, star of the past, present, and future. And then Michael O'Connell, just tremendous in everything.
Andrew Jones ducking in for 2 more.
Now, Noah Tate did the job on the perimeter, but where is the defensive rotation? I mean,
whose job is that?
Well, they all did their job. You got young Maxime, who doesn't have the experience. He was starting early on, but he's 18 years old. Andrew Jones is an experienced, some of these guys are like 24 years old.
Average age about 21.
This is not a young Texas team.
Not at all. The Pac-12 Coast to Coast Challenge on ABC is presented by USLBM. Local leaders, trusted teams, unlimited opportunities. And in part by Keck Medical of USC.
I was taking some great pictures with Jim and LT from US. Great Basin National Park. Just go up the 15 from right where we are now. Make a left. Death Valley coming in at Baker. Make another left. The sand dunes, Blue Diamond, which is just outside of Las Vegas, an oasis like few others. The water coming up from the bottom of the earth. The Joshua Tree National Park. Goodness gracious, we're the luckiest folks on earth. We live in the promised land. The Mojave Desert, the smallest of all the deserts in North America.
Is that right?
Yes. But
big miss from Reno there. Out of bounds, and it will go to Texas.
Well, desperation time here for the Cardinal. But the sense of urgency that we're seeing from them right now, that's what they need to learn to do from the beginning of the game.
Why do you think it's not happening right off the top of the game?
It's a cultural thing of the way the guys play and live their lives today, where they play so many AAU games that, growing up, they'll play 4 or 5 games in a day, right? And so where's the importance of this game? And that critical moment in your life when you realize that, okay, we're going to learn from the past, we're going to dream about tomorrow, but what are we going to do today, right now? But how about a big thank you to our friends at Oakview Group. Tim Leiweke, Dan Schell, okay. These are the US LBM guys. And on the far left that's Dan Schell from the Oakview Group, which is instrumental in creating the future. Jamie Zaninovich is a part of that group out there. Jamie Zaninovich, the number 2 man at the Conference of Champions. George K here. And
this event's going back to Dallas.
Good.
December of next year.
Dallas, which is Irving, which is where Chris Beard is from, I believe.
Yep, he's an Irving guy.
Have you ever been to Irving?
I have.
Not Julius.
No, I have been to Irving, Texas, yeah.
Yeah, well, my brother played for the Cowboys with Roger, Bob Lilly, Bob Hayes, and all the guys.
Late shot clock, Jones the miss. By the way, there's going to be another event starting in Las Vegas next year in December as well, involving the Pac-12.
You were talking about the game starting right after us, the women's game here.
That's also going to
be fantastic. Texas and now USD.
This 3 goes down for Angel, and Stanford now is within 8.
And Stanford could only hope that Texas starts pulling the ball back out. That's a traveling violation.
We got a foul first. They got a foul.
Well, was a foul called first? But the traveling violation occurred before that closeout by Harrison Ingram.
6th foul against Stanford. 4 fouls on Mitchell and Ramey for Texas.
So he's moving those feet without putting the ball on the ground. It's a traveling violation, please. Rules, structure, organization, authority.
So you like structure, is what I'm gathering.
That's the basis of my life.
Oh, yeah, clearly. Under 2 to go, and we have a foul away from the ball with 2 minutes left in an 8-point game.
So Trey Mitchell, who's a terrific player and a wonderful young man, he's just using his experience against Maxime Renaud, who's been playing a little bit over in France.
Mitchell, born in Germany, moved to Pittsburgh when he was 1.
And then played at UMass. And
he did.
Did you ever read Dr. J's book?
I didn't.
Did you see the movie Dr. J?
I have not.
Okay.
What have I read is the question.
What are you reading? What are you reading right now?
I just finished the Robin Williams biography.
Oh, Robin! Oh, yeah. Fantastic!
Oh, you ever meet him?
Were you there the day in Golden Gate Park with the Bill Graham Memorial?
I was not. Were
there
you?
was 300,000 of us there, saying thank you to Bill Graham, who's tragically died in a helicopter accident, and Robin Williams was the master of ceremonies and stole the whole show.
Just a fantastic talent. Tipped away, and we're going to get a foul against Dallaire and Stanford. Coming back to Texas.
Great hands defensively, and then Jaden Dallaire, all he can do is foul to prevent a fast break layup.
Texas is always trying to dispossess you of the basketball.
Dispossess?
It's a soccer term.
Is it really?
Yeah. Soccer announcers.
You ever played soccer?
Well, I tried a couple times. It didn't go great, shockingly.
Well,
you?
What's the excuse? What's the explanation?
Oh, it was just, I'm not the greatest athlete in the world.
I would dispute that.
You would?
Yes, you've been very deft at avoiding me for all these years.
Oh, that's not true at all. I invite this upon myself sometimes.
Well, some of us have obstacles and barriers that we cannot overcome.
Yeah, like my soccer ability. The lead is 11. O'Connell trying to hustle up a pass.
Look at Harrison Ingram is everywhere.
And he's out of bounds. He was standing on the end line. He is such a smart basketball player, though, Harrison Ingram.
Brilliant human being. And I think that the chess background helps that mental acuity. Helps the anticipation. I'd love to.
Carr met by Tates. O'Connell got behind him, couldn't fleece him, lobbed down low, and they'll kick it out for a 3 from the corner to try and bury it, and Jones couldn't hit.
A lot of scrambling right now. Whoa.
Ingram hucks it up, and that is wide.
When your man goes for that pump fake, quickly get into a give and go.
Oh, interesting.
Give it up and then go to the basket and get it right back. But to try to make the whole play by yourself.
Sam Beskin into the ball game for Stanford.
A very nice player, Sam Beskin from Tucson.
Catalina Foothills.
Amazing that Tommy Lloyd and Sean Miller let him get out of town. But that team that Arizona has right now, oh my gosh.
Stunning athletes.
Well, and Spirit and Tommy Lloyd constantly talking about how happy he is with the effort and joy that the team plays with. As we're under a minute here at the Coast to Coast Challenge with the Desert Fox.
Marcus Carr just dribbling out some time. Carr thought about splitting 2 and dribbled into 2. Wow.
That Toronto background and what the NBA and moving to Toronto, expanding up there, and the stability that that franchise has. Beautiful back cut.
Angel stuffs it home. Under 40 seconds to go. Texas trying to go to 8-2. This is a very good and deep Longhorns team that we will see in March, and a foul on Stanford.
And we're going to see them all year long because the Big 12, of which Texas is currently a part of, they are ESPN. It's basically the ESPN league.
Yeah, ESPN Plus, ESPN2.
But every game that the whole league plays is on ESPN of some platform. You know, and Kansas is playing at Colorado on Tuesday night.
Old Big 8 rivalry.
Yeah, no, I'll be there. Scott Wedman. Yeah.
You're going to be at the game?
Yeah.
How about that?
I love being high in the Rockies, man. That's just fantastic. The launching pad to the universe.
Oh, we knew that already.
Here we go.
Jones from the foul line missed it. Rebound for Tate.
Andrew Jones' story with ESPN, with the Jimmy V Foundation, when he went down there to Tampa with Dick Vitale, honored at the gala that Dick raises so much money for, and the way that the ESPN family of networks and everybody has just stepped up to help Andrew Jones. The speaking opportunities that are coming his way. Oh, yes!
Renault. Dick Vitale and I did the first game in this arena, by the way. First basketball game in this arena. We get to travel.
Really?
Yeah.
Who played?
It was Duke and UNLV.
Did you stay for the Roger Waters concert?
I did not, but I should have.
Yes. Oh my God, we were right over there. The stage was right over there. Oh my gosh.
It's a great place to watch a concert.
Well, Las Vegas needs an NBA team.
NHL's worked out very well.
Golden Knights.
Angel
Financial
the 10th.
success story of the moment.
Fighting Robin Lenners.
Whoa. Dirk
Renault
Nowitzki.
got another.
Man, where was that at the start of the game?
Texas will finish this off 60-53.
You can't finish what you don't start. If you wait to the end, how are you going to be able to build the foundation to be able to achieve your goals?
That's what Jared Haas going to tell his team, I have to assume.
Jared Haas. What a day, coast to coast. The challenge. I love challenges, and I love Desert Foxes.
I love challenges, and I love you.
This has been one for you.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. Oh, he's Bill Walton. I'm Jason Benetti. So long from Las Vegas.
You're the Desert Fox.
And you're the light.
Purring.
I took this